My name is Chabely and I'm 18. I currently am a senior at Millennium High School, and in the fall I'll be attending Columbia University.
My name is Ashley Brito. I'm 17 and I'm currently a senior at Millennium High School, and in the fall I'll be attending Fordham University.
I don't necessarily work in one specific department or with one specific attorney. I work with landlord and tenant, or in Supreme with Collins. So I do a lot of filing for them since, for example, they go to trial, they need binders with exhibits that some of the paralegals give me to put in binders, or I scan things so that they save it into ETO so that for in the future they have it as a reference. I mail things. I go to the post office a lot in order to make sure that clients get letters, and basically anything that they need. Like if they need me to go to the bank and take checks, then I'll do that. So basically anything that the attorneys need or any of the paralegals.
I work with transactions, so I do a lot of filing UCCs and filing paperwork. I go to the bank a lot. I go to the post office. Basically anything that Rosemary and Faye need. I scan a lot of closing disclosures. I copy a lot of closing disclosures.
So I think communication skills, definitely. I think that being in a work setting with people that aren't necessarily your age, I think that a lot of the paralegals are fairly young, but even that, I still think you have to communicate with them in a very professional manner, and I think that I was a very shy person, and the various internships that I've experienced, that's definitely made me someone who is more confident, and I think that I'm very well prepared to work in a setting, and also a lot of administrative skills, so scanning, filing, writing professional emails, answering the phone, and doing going to the bank, filling out the certificate of mailing, the post office, and a lot of things that I think that are essential that we don't necessarily learn in school, and that you wouldn't learn unless you had that experience, that exposure.
I think I've learned a lot of professionalism. I think that working with attorneys and paralegals is a lot about professionalism, and even more than that, communication. And so I think that I've learned professionalism, communication, organization. When paralegals hand you a lot of different paperwork, so from a lot of different files, I think that I've definitely learned to keep track of all of these things and make sure that I get everything done that I need to get done. I've also learned personal initiative, because I think that in school a lot of times teachers are on you to do a lot of different things, versus in an office setting it's more about you were told once and then make sure that you do that when it needs to be done. So I think that I've learned a lot of personal initiative as well.
Adam and Kelly and Carly, we all went out to lunch in January, so it was a very good opportunity to get to meet Adam. I'd seen him in the office, and he asked me how my college process was going. He said that if I needed any help, to ask him or to ask any of the paralegals, since they were fairly recent graduates from college. But he gave me a lot of advice in terms of gain as much experience as you can, ask as many questions as you can, because everybody's here to help you, and don't feel intimidated by the attorneys, but they won't say no to any questions that I have. And he is very enthusiastic about the fact that we're all going to college, and he's been very supportive, so yeah.
Since I work mainly in the other office in Siberia, I don't get to see Adam as much, but whenever I was originally very intimidated by him. He's a very physically intimidating person, but once he walked in and kind of was hi, how are you doing, how's your college process going, Adam is a very friendly person, and he always, similarly, he always let me know if you have any questions, you can always let me know. If you just need any advice about anything, just come to me. And I think that he's a very friendly and open person. So even though I haven't necessarily worked personally with him, even just by him coming in and going, hey, how's everything going? Where are you going to college? I think that helped me a lot.
So last year I worked at, I'm not going to say the name of the firm, but I worked at a firm that was fairly large. And I felt like I didn't necessarily get to know the attorneys or the paralegals or everybody there as well as I've gotten to learn everybody at Adam Leitman Bailey. Everybody knows my name, and I know everybody's names. And on a daily basis, I will see everybody that's part of the firm because everybody's here and it's so small. So obviously there are negative effects to having a small firm, but I think that the positiveness is much bigger than the negative. But I think that it has definitely shaped what I would like to study. I've always known I wanted to be an attorney. I just didn't know what field, and everybody keeps asking me. I know I want to major in poli-sci, and when I first was told that this was a real estate firm, I thought it was going to be like, oh, big numbers, math. And I don't like math. I'm not a mathematician. I'm someone who's very good in English and humanities. I definitely don't necessarily think that this firm is only about math. Like, I've seen like architectural like blueprints, but other than that, there's things about landlord and tenants, and I was very intrigued by that. And I've gained a lot of interest in this career path, and I think that if you ask me now, I would say, okay, I'm thinking about going into real estate.
Similarly, I've always known that I wanted to be an attorney. So I think that being at Adam Leitman Bailey just kind of was more of like a turn on to the field in general, even though I don't know if I may want to practice real estate law. However, just being in an office setting, because that was typically one of my worries about like whether or not I would be able to like sit in an office all day and like be able to like not have like a similar, like not have like quote unquote like an exciting, what people view as an exciting career path where I'm doing something different every day, but more of like me sitting in an office every day and doing a lot of paperwork. Because everybody always says that the part of law that people never show you is that you spend 99% at like a desk doing paperwork and the other like 1% in court. So I was worried about like being in an office all day, but I think that definitely working at Adam Leitman Bailey made me see that I generally like working in an office and just sitting here versus like friends who do like jobs with like kids and things like that. Like, I love kids, but I like sitting in an office. So I think that this job just generally like turned me on even more to like the career in law. My final note is that Adam Leitman Bailey is a very, very friendly place. Initially, when I walked into this office and I saw so many lawyers, I was like, oh no, I'm going to be intimidated. I can't walk up to anyone. But I think that everybody here is very, very friendly. And ever since I started working here, like, everybody says hi to me, even they don't necessarily know me. So I think that this is a very, like, friendly environment to work in.
I think some people feel burdened by like having to go to work. And for me, like, after school, like, I'm excited to go to work. I like where I'm at, and I think that everybody's so friendly, and it's a very open and welcoming environment. And I think that for me, I would like to work somewhere that's like that you know everybody, you feel comfortable around everybody, and that you just wake up and feel excited about going to work. So